Hey, it's Greg with B17 Archaeology. Welcome back. And if this is your first time, please take time to like us and subscribe to our channel. It really helps out our channel and it helps us preserve history. So please take that time. Again, like us and subscribe us. So this week we have something very special. I took a road trip to El Capitan, New Mexico, and I was able to do some interviews out there and be able to preserve history and tell some stories. So in this week, because of everything going on in California and on the West Coast, pretty much we're ablaze. We're losing houses, we're losing natural resources, we're losing our wildlife. So please enjoy this episode, and at the end I'll give you a little bit statistics on why we're doing this episode. Again, thank you for watching B17 Archaeology.
With a ranger's hat and shovel and a pair of dungarees, you will find him in the forest, always sniffing at the breeze. People stop and pay attention when he tells them to beware, 'cause everybody knows that he's the fire-preventing bear. Smokey the Bear, Smokey.
Everybody who knows me knows I love road trips. And we took a road trip from Palm Springs Air Museum to the Capitan Mountains of New Mexico to the Smokey Bear Historical Park. From where we're standing, not more than 13 miles, the living symbol Smokey Bear was found. So let's go inside, let's learn a little bit about Smokey Bear, the fire prevention poster Smokey Bear, and the living symbol Smokey Bear. We're inside the Smokey Bear Historical Park, and with me is Benny Long, who's the manager here at the park. Benny, thank you very much for taking your time. I know you're really busy. As we were doing this episode, I had to have a special guest, and I couldn't have anybody else but Smokey. So everybody I've talked to at the Forest Services has been incredible, and I want to do my part to help prevent forest fires. And I figure we can do that by coming to your museum and spreading the word.
All right, well, thank you for coming to see us. Smokey Bear Historical Park is in Capitan, New Mexico, and this is Smokey Bear's hometown. He was actually found in the Capitan Mountains here.
In 1950, a wildfire broke out here in the Capitan Mountains of New Mexico, where a small bear cub was found clinging to a tree with burnt paws and hind quarters. He was taken to Santa Fe, New Mexico, where he was treated and named Smokey, where soon the news got out and Smokey was receiving honey and letters and drawings and cards from children all over the world. In fact, Smokey received so much mail that the U.S. Post Office gave him his own zip code, 20254. The only other person to have their own zip code? The President of the United States.
During World War II, everybody helped with the war effort, and the U.S. Forest Service was no exception. With 16 million Americans in uniform, the preservation of our natural resources needed help.
In 1944 was a poster icon, and how he actually evolved from the poster to the living symbol in 1950. And we will be celebrating his birthday the next coming May.
Modeled after Smokey Joe Martin, a New York City Fire Department hero, Smokey Bear and the Fire Prevention Campaign began, and today is the longest running public service announcement in U.S. history. In 1944, Smokey Bear made his first appearance on a fire prevention poster by illustrator Albert Staley with the slogan, "Smokey says care will prevent 9 out of 10 forest fires." 3 years later, the slogan had changed to "Remember, only you can prevent forest fires." In 2001, forest fires was removed and replaced with wildfires. Did you get to meet Smokey?
Yes, I have met him several times. He comes to the park, of course, very often. So a lot of the local children are very good friends with him as well. They enjoy seeing him here. He's just a great icon to meet. And we have Smokey Bear's burial site, which is very popular to the public. A lot of the public comes just to see that. Older generation, of course, they remember Smokey, and some of them seen him in Washington, D.C.
When Smokey was well enough to travel, he was on his way to Washington, D.C., where he lived a long and happy life until his passing in 1976, where Smokey returned home here to the Capitan Mountains and was buried at the Smokey Bear Historical Park, where he continues to be a wildfire prevention legend. So this is not just a museum about fire prevention.
No, sir.
This is a museum about our forest and our history.
That is correct. We do have foresters that come and do classes as well. We have school groups that come and we try to teach the word and pass the slogan on is that only you can prevent wildfires, because 9 out of 10 fires are started human caused. And it's not just out in the forest and throwing your match down. It can be a car driving down the street with a hot catalytic converter. I mean, it can be leaving a campfire unattended.
When you're camping, enjoy the great outdoors. We got a beautiful country. Make sure you extinguish your fire before going to bed or before leaving, and make sure the coals aren't hot. If we all do what Smokey for 75 years has been teaching us on how to prevent wildfires, we can save our natural resources. So let's all do our part and help Smokey spread his message. The preservation of our history is crucial to our country, but the preservation of our natural resources is just as important. So let's all do our part and help Smokey prevent wildfires, preserve our natural resources, and protect our wildlife. And remember, it's up to you, and it's up to me, and it's up to all of us. Let's all do our part, and let's remember that only you and I can prevent wildfires. To learn more how you can help Smokey Bear, go to his webpage, www.smokeybear.com, and learn how you can help prevent wildfires.
So now the road trip, as you can see, I had a blast. I learned a lot, and if we go and realize, and if we go and preserve history, Smokey Bear was actually a World War II baby. The original fire prevention poster actually came about when a Japanese sub submerged north of Los Angeles, fired around into an oil refinery and caught on fire and started a forest fire. So the first poster is kind of graphic, so we'll show it to you real quick, not real long. But Smokey Bear is a product of World War II. Now we did an episode, Miss Angela out in Palm Springs, California at the Palm Springs Air Museum, and she was one of 25 B-17s that flew as tankers. Now today there are 14 left that were actually tankers. So out of the 49 surviving B-17s, 14 of them actually fought forest fires. Now, as you know, it was forest fires and now it became wildfires to encompass everything. So it was actually really neat being out there and talking with everybody. The U.S. Forest Service and the USDA were absolutely amazing in helping us and allowing us to come in and film at the museum. Now some statistics, excuse me. Since the B-17s flew, there were over 6 million wildfires or forest fires there. Last year alone, over 25,000 structures were destroyed by wildfires. And still to this day, as it was when Smokey Bear made his first appearance on that poster, 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans. And the big ones that are happening this year, statistics have not changed, it's still the same. So if we all do what Smokey Bear has taught us to do for the last 75, 76 years, we can actually prevent wildfires, preserve our natural resources, and protect our wildlife. So let's all step up. Let's take a time to reflect on what we do when we're out boating, when we're out camping, when we're just driving down the road. As you can see by my story, when I was heading out there, I had chains dragging. Didn't even think about it. I pulled off into the dry brush. I could have been another statistic and caused one of those fires. So when we're towing, please make sure we loop our chains. When we're out camping, make sure we distinguish our fires before we leave, before we go to bed. And let's not throw cigarettes out the window. These little things that we do just out of bad habits, we can actually prevent wildfires and we can help Smokey Bear. And so I appreciate you watching. This is very personal to me because preserving history is not just about preserving our veterans, it's about preserving our natural resources, our wildlife, so that we can all enjoy this incredibly beautiful country that we have, so that our children and our grandchildren can actually go to places that we went to as children and see the beauty of it. So thank you for watching. Remember, like us, subscribe, and remember, B17 Archaeology is a cool place to be.